Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, so it's another We Wonder. And because it's a holiday season and it's been a very long year for 2020, but very exciting as far as growth, opportunities, 12 new states for we. And we did an announcement yesterday where we have just acquired our new headquarters building in Jacksonville, Florida. So a lot of exciting things going on. But today's We Wonder is a little bit different. So today we were wondering a little bit about, hey, the company's been around for 11 years, basically. So what was it like in the beginning? So with that, I'm going to ask our founder and our CEO, Mr. Phil Visali, to join us. Hey, Phil, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Good. A little too chipper, I guess. But I am excited about everything that's going on. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you. And, I just don't see an end to it, right? I see the national expansion just kind of really taking charge here. But I started thinking about, the original stories you were telling me back a couple of years ago when, you had the idea, you left, another major captive and you said to yourself, man, I want to do something different. So tell us a little bit about that kind of in the beginning, in your own words.
In the beginning, Happy holidays to you and your family and everyone else that's listening. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to come on and share in the beginning with We Insure. It's totally different. Totally different. I recall our clients walking in our individual office, sitting there, waiting for the coffee. Everyone had a coffee machine, waiting for their customers to come in. Today, it's just the world is different today. But like you said, I definitely felt I left a national brand, and the whole time I was there, I felt like there was a better way to sell insurance. As an insurance agent, I felt like I was really good at getting the clients and binding the policies, but I just didn't have the skill set with the follow through with the service department or servicing. And think about it too, like when you're like a one-man shop type of thing. What do you do? You're like cleaning the bathroom, you're marketing, you're quoting, you're selling. It just didn't make sense to have a very successful operation. It would be just really hard to accomplish being that way. So I knew there was a better way, and I knew the better way was to get really good people who were really good at servicing, dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and bring on create a platform for agents like me that would be able to just sell. And then I knew the bigger we get, we would be considered what they call like a distribution channel. And it would just become such a win-win scenario for not only the agent themselves, but the carrier, because they would be able to streamline everything dealing with one place. So that's kind of how it was started. It's totally different today. Love where we are.
Well, I'll tell you what, the story you've told us before, today, we have, in some states, we have, 150 carriers, and, we have a full blown service team that does everything for the agents. Our marketing department is fully vetted. I mean, everything you can think of to run an agency is, we call it an agency in a box, but it truly is a turnkey solution for someone who doesn't want to worry about the HR. They don't want to worry about, the day-to-day. Do they want to worry about cross-selling and marketing to their own book? What's available, we do all of it, right? So, today that person can jump in and just grow their book. And we see people, doing exactly that, from basically day one, they can start growing.
Well, the best, it just like warms my heart when I see the success stories every day. And we're talking to our franchisees across the country. One in particular came from, I think it was Missouri, and then moved down to the Lakewood Ranch area. Great husband and wife team. And I believe what they were saying was what they had in 10 years, size of the book of business in Missouri, they were able to accomplish in 5 years with We Insure. So absolutely, I totally agree with what you're saying. The platform, the model works.
Well, Phil, I tell you what, it's been, it's one of those things where you see 12 states really grow in 1 year. The model works in more than one area, right? It's truly is the wave of the future in insurance. And we're very excited about the opportunity to talk to folks. I mean, we have people lining up in multiple states. As soon as we want to move in there, they want to join us. And so are you surprised at how popular it really has become?
Well, it's humbling. It's what I thought what this model could be, what we were creating, this is what was missing 10, 15 years ago when I was with a national brand. This is exactly what we wanted, but it just took some time to create and get the infrastructure in place. But it just feels amazing to see in my opinion, the best logo in the insurance industry start expanding all over the country. So yeah, I believed in it, and it's happening.
Well, you've had quite a few employees, and we have 3 that are on with us today. And we're going to talk to each one of them that have all been here more than 10 years. And it's got to be mind-boggling for you when you think about 10 years, from what you were to what you are today and what the vision is for the future. And it has to be so exciting to think. And I know we're going to talk to each one of these folks in a minute and find out kind of their stories as well. But I have to say it's truly impressive. The fact that you could have a vision like that and then make it come true in just, basically 11 years. So it's very exciting for us.
Well, I appreciate it. I can't wait to hear what they have to say, but it's truly a win. The model absolutely works. It's truly the fairest of all scenarios. Everyone just needs to remember, I'm an agent. I'm an insurance agent, so I sat in their shoes. I know exactly what's important to them, what's not, and we just created the perfect marriage of the platform for all parties to benefit from.
So the last question for you is,
yes.
If We Insure wasn't, your baby and you were an agent today, would you join? Would you say, man, that's the best model out there?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, well, I actually have heard that from a lot of folks, saying, hey, I've come from other national carriers. I've come from, large independents. I've had X amount of carriers, but I never had this many. Yeah. And I never had that top tier commission. This is just a much better place to work. So you built something that's fantastic, and I know we all appreciate it. So thanks for joining us this morning. And let's hear from your first employee, and we'll go right down the list for the top 10, the top 10 years. Thanks, Phil. All right. So we are going to take Phil out, and next we're going to talk to Jub. And let me see if I can find Jub on here. Jub, how are you this morning? I'm going to roll up, and I am going to add you to our screen. And there you go. Hey, Jub, how are you?
Morning, Chris. I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So we're going to go same thing for you. We're going to switch this over to Jub, and we're going to ask you, you were one of the first employee. You were the first employee.
Yeah.
Yes, other people try to claim that, but you're definitely the first employee, and you've been here more than 10 years. I saw your plaque, and I can't imagine how different it was, back then. So tell us a little bit about back in the day or in the beginning. What was it like for you?
Well, I had the fortunate pleasure of working with Phil from the beginning when he was with the captive agent. He decided to be his own boss. And then he decided that he wanted to start a new company, We Insure. He envisioned this platform, and within 5 years, he was thinking about maybe having 5 franchises, giving other agents the opportunity to be their own boss too. And 11 years later, we're over 100 agencies wide, all across the U.S., different states too. It's amazing. And he offered this opportunity to other agents to be their own boss. And who wouldn't want to be their own boss?
Right. Well, I can tell you just from, the culture around the headquarters office, you can tell that people are still excited about being there every day. How much of a change is there today with the staff and with all the different departments from when you were there from the beginning till today?
Oh, I was everything. I was the administration. I was service. I was the receptionist. I was everything. And that's just me, one person.
Yeah.
But now it's truly an amazing event to behold, to look at and see all these people working there. It's truly amazing.
Well, I want to say thank you for joining us this morning. Happy holidays, of course. And we always love hearing the stories about back in the day. So I appreciate it. Have a great one.
Thank you. I wish Team We happy holidays. Be safe. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot. See you, Jub.
Bye.
Okay, so we're going to move on now to employee. Well, one of our top employees still here today. He's our VP of Licensing and Agency Services. Nick, how are you doing this morning?
Great, Chris. How are you?
Good. Also here more than 10 years.
Yes, almost 11 in April.
Holy cow. So you've seen almost everything.
Yes. It's wild. Kind of give you my story. I started in the mailroom. That's my whole, that's the number one thing I used to say when I would have, when we used to do meet and greets in person, I would have them sitting there. Hey, I started in the mailroom. I was the receptionist as well. Like Jeff said, I saw our first franchises walking through the door. So it kind of brings back awesome memories, remembering, Office 1, Office 2, Office 3, walking through and, greeting Phil. And I was like, hey, welcome to We Insure. I was a CSR. I remember going to our carrier partners website to, while doing underwriting memos, and I'd have this huge whiteboard in the room, and I would have 1 through 31 up top, and then down below just A through Z, all the carriers. And at the end of every day, I literally X each one off, and then Phil and I would look at it. Okay, we got it done today. And then to think about that, and then to see where we are now, it's crazy impressive where we started with a whiteboard, checking each one off, because imagine how it's a big whiteboard, but imagine how the carrier list used to be. And I got every carrier on that board to see where it is now. Crazy, amazing.
So now we have to have 2 whiteboards. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe 3.
Yeah, it is impressive. And again, headquarters has moved, more than once at this point. And, with a new building coming up probably at the end of the first quarter, it's pretty exciting to see the growth, to put everybody in there and talk about, kind of hopefully getting some people back in incrementally. It's pretty exciting.
Oh, I can't wait, having a new building, having our building, plus getting back after this crazy year. Super excited for that time.
Well, that is awesome. And anything else you can recall, like from today, as far as the vision goes? And again, you saw those first franchisees. Now we're seeing them come in larger and larger quantities. And I know your area is incredibly important to getting them started and jump started. So, just tell us briefly a little bit about, agency services and licensing. When someone starts, you guys help them get all of the appointments, and we get it done in such a short period of time. It's almost mind-boggling.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Thanks to you, thanks to Pete and the franchise team. You guys make that call, you have that conversation, you do a meeting. Next thing you know, I see an email come up. Hey, we have New Jersey. We have anything that you guys sell, we get it. And the next thing you know, we're here writing, getting all the appointments set up for that agent. We're going ahead, getting them set up in Epic system, sending to IT for email, marketing gets a hold of them. So we do a welcome call. It's a huge, huge list that we take, we make sure in like you said, a short period of time. And when we get that accomplished, it really is a nice feeling for us knowing that we were part of kickstarting someone's new journey and new livelihood. So I'm proud to be part of that process.
Well, Nick, it's absolutely impressive. And thank you very much for joining. I can tell you when you talk to, folks that come on as agents or producers, they tell us, hey, if I had to do this myself, it would take me, months, if not years, to try to get carriers, if they would take them, just to go through the process of getting that appointment done. And we condense it into, the first 3 weeks, and then over the next 2 months, getting all of them filled out. And they don't have to do the work. So that part to me is what helps them really, that's the leverage, the power of we, and allowing them to grow right from the beginning. So very impressive. And again, happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to everybody out there. And can't wait for 2021, guys.
All right. Thanks, Nick. And now I'd like to bring on another one of our over 10-year employees here, Salena Simpson. Salena, how are you?
Good morning, Chris. How are you? I'm fabulous.
Good. You're our Senior Vice President of Corporate Operations. So you have a lot of different roles within the company, including, and that's why I brought it up, the new corporate headquarters, working with making sure that gets up and running as quickly as we can. How exciting is that new corporate headquarters?
Oh, I just can't even put it into words. I'm completely excited, and it's just rewarding to not only have my hands in helping develop that, but to even drive by it, to see it come out on an email with the We logo at the top of what our future home's going to look like. It's rewarding.
That is fantastic. So, well, you had a little bit of a different story. In the beginning, back in the day, when you started, and I saw your 10-year plaque as well, you came from a competitor. And so you had a lot of franchise insurance experience. You came from that competitor over here and probably brought a lot of, interest, excitement, and processes over to We Insure from the beginning. So tell us a little bit about back those days, and have you seen it grow and transition over the last 10 years?
Oh, absolutely. So, it's kind of comical. And, I joke with Phil all the time, but, I did come from the competitor. I served as an executive member there. I helped them develop that. And, kind of seeing all the roads that, either they made successful or the ones that had roadblocks in the way, I was able to kind of, take a look at that and learn from those experiences and bring something else to the table. But with we, who was we back 10 and a half, 11 years ago? I remember sitting at my desk and this caller just kept calling my job. And at first I thought I was being pranked. I was like, who's calling me to solicit me a job, telling me that this opportunity is better than I'll ever understand? Just give me a chance. And so I remember going, I'm being pranked. This can't be real. And, if you've ever met Phil, you already know the type of energy that had to have been coming on that call. And so without a doubt, I think a lot of his energy and the vision that was being painted, it was the facet that let me kind of leap off and come over here to We and see what new opportunities were there. I remember Phil being, my first day at the office was, here's Phil's computer, here's Phil's desk, and by the way, here's Phil's office. We were stacking people in that office like sardines. We had training classes and providing computers, and it just kind of started evolving. I remember Phil being excited when we wrote $500,000 in new business that a few months in, and to see it today at knocking at the door, $4 or $5 million today. It's just, I can't even begin to put the words to it. So coming from what I think Nick said, 5 agencies, and I think those same 5, with the exception of 1, 2, maybe not here, but, to see it at 100 plus 150 agencies today, we've gone national. Our brand has changed from when we first started as We Insure Florida, and it was specific to the state. And now we're, national, developing that power of We, the agency in a box. All of these were his visions. And I still remember my first sit down with him, and it was almost overwhelming, just the energy that was coming out of him. And so still to today, 10 years later, that's not different. Again, it's just, we continue to evolve, and I just can't wait to see where this bus is going.
Well, I can tell you that's one of those things with great leaders. They have that energy, that excitement, that passion. They truly believe in what you can't see today. They believe in that future We. And so, he shared it with us, obviously. And when we came aboard, myself and Pete, and we looked at this and said, man, this thing is unbelievable. I mean, it truly was. When you had, 90 some, locations just in one state, you started thinking to yourself, man, this thing is just posed to really grow throughout the entire United States, because the opportunity for folks is really there.
Absolutely. One of the other memories I'd love to share here, because not a lot of people have gotten to see or were a part of our history. Years ago, there's a convention every year in Orlando, and it's the FAI convention. It's the Florida Association of Insurance Agents, the largest insurance industry convention of the year. And I remember us beating the pavement at these conventions every year, just begging for a chance to get in front of these carriers. And I think it was year 3, Phil may have a better idea of the timing there, but by year 3, we couldn't leave our booth. They were in front of us, begging for us to give them that attention. And that was really humbling and rewarding as well. So, I mean, little moments like that you have to clutch to. it's just one of those things where it's unbelievable.
Well, I can tell you, the best thing for me is obviously we've gone down the list on insurance and checked every single box, from, a solid platform to the amount of carriers to the highest tier commission. I mean, everything's been thought of, from marketing to onboarding to support in every different way to coaching now. Really, really strong from a platform perspective, but the culture is what really helps us grow. Because
he was adamant from the very beginning. He wanted a culture and a family of agents, and he didn't want one single mind making the decisions. He wanted those decisions to not only be made by an entire team, but he wanted to hear the voices of the agents, because like he says, he was an agent. He thinks like an agent. He acts like an agent. And so one of the biggest things that I think our strengths have been over the last 10 years is he's never silenced those voices. And that is why we stand today. These people trust him. They trust our organization. These are people that are investing their life savings or taking out second mortgages to put that faith into we. And so it's as important to us as it is for them to have that, like he said, that marriage. So again, just blessings all the way across.
Well, you hear that echoed from all of our agency owners these days is, it's just one of those things where they can pick up the phone and call and get feedback. But I can tell you how rare it is to have a CEO say, if you need me to help you with a quote in Michigan, let me know. Absolutely. And he'll jump on and actually do it himself. And he's so excited about being competitive with the, beating every other rate out there and finding the right carrier amongst our mix to make that happen, that he jumps in quite a bit. And I know even when the mail comes in, I know he grabbed out, there were several days where he was just grabbing and saying, I'm going to go through it myself, because we need help in this area. So we're going to do it. Someone was out, we'll just do this. And, absolutely. That's rare from a cultural perspective to still have your founder that excited on a day-to-day basis and really truly want to help, the consumer, right? It's not only just helping the agency owner, but helping that many more people across the United States getting the right insurance for them, not just what some agent told you they had. And so,
yeah, 100%.
Fairly rare. So I am very, very proud to be part of it. And again, I want to thank you and happy holidays to you and your family.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everyone. Thank you again.
Right. Well, that's pretty much it. Thanks, Salena. That's pretty much it for today. And again, I wanted to thank everybody for jumping in and listening to our story today about In the Beginning, because we enjoy putting these on a week-to-week basis. Next week, we're going to have an overview, kind of the future forecast of what's going to happen in 2021. But it's great to hear from our folks how it's changed and yet how similar it's remained from a cultural perspective. So thanks, everybody, for joining today. Have a great week.